Hello everyone, and in today's video we're going to be making one of the best Italian dishes, chicken Parmesan. But we're not just going to get store-bought stuff, no. We're making our own pasta, marinara sauce, and seasoning our own chicken. So without further ado, subscribe, support a small channel, let's get into the video. Now our first step is to cut up the tomatoes. Now tomatoes are the main ingredient in marinara sauce, so we're just gonna cut our 8 tomatoes in half. Now that we've cut up all of the tomatoes, we're gonna put them in the food processor. Now we're gonna put in some oregano, basil, garlic, and onion. And then you're just gonna put in a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. And now we're going to pulse it. Now that we're done chopping them, we put the stove on simmer, and now we're gonna put the mixture in. Now we're gonna let simmer until it thickens. I'm the one who talks and cooks, you're the one who films. I cook and talk, you film.
I'm the protagonist of this operation.
Now, part of chicken parm is breadcrumbs. So what we have here is a beautiful loaf of bread. And what we're just gonna do is we're gonna cut off the quarters and crust of the bread. Now that we cut the sides off of the bread, we're just gonna get it into small pieces. Now that we've got that into little pieces, we're gonna put it in the food processor. Now we're gonna chop that up. Now that we've crushed up our bread and look, that looks amazing, we're just gonna crack 2 eggs into this bowl. Now you're gonna beat up the eggs with a fork. Now that we're done mixing the eggs, we're gonna get a start on our chicken. Now we're gonna cut our chicken breast in half. Now that we cut them up, we're gonna season them with salt and pepper. Now that we've seasoned them with salt and pepper, we're gonna lightly flour them. Now that we're done flouring our chicken breast, we're gonna put them in the egg and then in the breadcrumb. Now that we've doused them with everything, we're gonna fry our chicken breast at medium-high. While that's cooking, we can spray the pan with a bit of oil. Now while that's cooking, we're gonna grate ourselves some Parmesan. Now that the chicken is done, we're gonna put the chicken in the baking dish. Now that that's off the stove, we're just gonna take a spoonful of the marinara sauce and just spread a little bit over the chicken. Now on top of the chicken and sauce, we're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of mozzarella cheese. Now we're just gonna sprinkle some freshly grated Parmesan on each one. Now we're gonna put this in the oven at 450 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. Now we're moving on to the pasta. Now we're gonna put 2 cups of flour on this plate. Now that we got our 2 cups of flour down, we're gonna make a well. Now we're gonna crack some eggs into the well. Now, into the eggs in the middle of the well, we're just gonna put a little bit of olive oil. And we're also gonna add in a pinch of salt. You're gonna just mix that with your hands. We just got these out of the oven and they're looking amazing. We're gonna knead the dough into a ball. This looks amazing, but now that we're done kneading it, we're gonna cover it for about 10 minutes. So we just put some water in a pot at high, and we're bringing it to a boil. Now we're just gonna add a pinch of salt into that. So I just took the cloth off of the pasta. Well, it's not yet pasta, but now we're just gonna cut it into quarters. Now we're gonna leave 3 of the 4th under it. And this one we're gonna take and let's go turn it into pasta. Now the first thing we're gonna do is roll it out. Now this is the part of the recipe where you might need 2 people. You're gonna need one person to put it in like this, and then one person to reel it. Now as you put it in, you're gonna reel it, and it's gonna flatten this out, and go through this setting 5 times. Now that we've put that through the thinning setting 5 times, you could probably see it got a lot thinner. Now, for this reel, you're gonna move it to whatever one you want. But we're gonna use big because small on our one doesn't really work. So now what we're gonna do is you're gonna do the same thing, except for you're gonna reel this one, and then you're just gonna put this through. Now you can only do this once because this is the shape they're gonna be. Now after it comes out, it's most likely gonna be together in pieces like this. So what you're gonna need to do is you're just gonna need to pull it apart. Also, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull them all in ways of 2. And then with the ways of 2, you're just gonna pull it apart like this. We just finished taking apart all of our pasta and laid it out. Now, what we're gonna need to do is move the reel back to this setting. And now we have the next piece out, and let's do that to all of them. Now that we're done making the pasta, we're gonna put it in the pan of salt water. And now we're just gonna cook that for 2 minutes. Also right now I'm gonna grate a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Now that it's done, we're gonna take it off and put it in a strainer. You're not filming, right?
I don't care.
Now it's time for the taste test. Now, let's see how it is. That's good. I mean, that's really good. That's just amazing.